Monday morning, I'm not in the clinic at the moment, but I'm on my way. We are off to meet our new starter who is going to be taking over this camera work and doing much better editing than I am. So yeah, we're going to go and meet James. First things first, I just got off of a meeting. I'm looking over there at the computer where I just did it with a AI reception company. What we're looking to do is make sure we've got good integrations with our new booking platform that we're going to be using. And one of the problems that I found with them is that they only do the phone call answering. They don't do the actual text messaging or WhatsApp communication. And their solution to it was that I put a thing or an automated reply onto the message, which then tells them to call. But that doesn't get around the fact that they have messaged in the first place. So I don't understand how that's a workaround. If you send a message with a question, you would expect to get a message back. Usually if I message one of my friends and they call me, I am not in a position to answer it, which is why I messaged in the first place. So I can't really see how that's going to be a solution at the moment. But I've got another meeting next week with another clinic owner who uses their system, and I'm going to find out from them how they find it with regards to their patients, and whether or not they have any suggestions on how they get around it. But yeah, at the moment, it looks like another company who I've looked at so far will probably go with them unless he can convince me otherwise. Rest of today, we've got a meeting with our podiatrist who is hopefully going to be joining us. We've got a final interview today with them. I've got various other meetings. I need to go and speak with our accounts team to make sure that everything is in line for our end of second quarter. So we have a meeting in 10 days time. We're going to talk about that. So I'm going to go through some things with her. I've also got a meeting with Gemma about our CQC application and all the things that we need to do for that. So we're looking at what other clinics have had as part of their visit, making sure we're prepared for when they come in to see us for that. And yeah, just going to show you some other things that are happening in clinic. Here he is, everyone. The person I've been talking about for the past however many weeks. Don't worry, yeah, no one else is in it apart from the main man who's sitting right here. He's come to save my life, and that is why he is.
Yeah, don't feel too much pressure, James.
Taking some time, giving you some time back.
Hopefully, mate, hopefully.
Let's just find something else to do to fill it.
Yes, true. There's James. He is my saviour, and that's why he's first one on the camera this morning. Monday afternoon, I'm on my way back from clinic. Just finished off all my meetings there with James. He is a new marketing guy who's joining us. The good news is that the role is going to be a bit more developed than just doing your simple advertising, so I'm quite looking forward to that. He's going to give us some analysis on where we can improve and be better. So fingers crossed, I'm really looking forward to him being on board with us. Tuesday morning, just arrived back from taking my daughter to school. One of the good things, which I never really talk about with business ownership, is the freedom that it gives you to be able to do them type of things. It's quite nice to be able to do that every morning and see her off. But then the day begins. So I am on clinic all day today. I've got 3 home visits to do. And then I'm over at our Colindale clinic in the evening doing evening clinic there. So I'll finish about 8 o'clock tonight with things like that. We've got Marco working on our new CRM, so our booking platform that people will be using to obviously book in with us. So he's setting up at the moment. We've got James who's doing the marketing. I'm trying to get him to come on board with what Marco's doing so we can work out how we best do our marketing strategy. So there's certain things that they're going to be working on today to get that in place. That's then going to time with our operations manager, Gemma. So the data that she produces on how we're doing as a clinic with our patient numbers will time with the marketing. The marketing will time with the bookings. And hopefully this kind of like nice little ecosystem will lead to a really well-oiled marketing machine, which we can then really start to push out to help boost numbers and what we're doing. Not that there's a problem with it at the moment, but we're continuously looking to grow. I'm looking at the targets we've got over the next 5 years, and there's some big figures there. That's all going to come about though through additional services, additional staff members, additional locations or bigger locations. So everything's kind of building towards that, and every day is trying to push it a little bit extra, bit by bit, 1%. I started reading a book called Atomic Habits, and it's got my mind thinking loads about the small little changes every day, what they lead to. that's the plan for today. I'm going to be going to clinic later on and catch up with the team there as well. Another quick update as well is we've done 3 interviews this week, and it's only Tuesday, so we've done 2 physio ones. One was in their second stage, one was in the final stage. We had a podiatrist who was in their second stage as well. So yeah, loads of things happening from a recruitment basis. We're about to start looking into other areas which tie in with our CQC registration, which we're hopefully going to get. So the admin team are working on that at the moment to try and make sure that we've got all of that up to date. We've got Natasha who's sorting the accounts out at the moment. It's the end of the quarter for us and the end of the month. There's going to be 2 sets of data points that are going to be in place there. So I need to arrange a meeting with her as well. But yeah, things are kind of coming together from an organizational structure point of view. And hopefully the next few months are going to be really, really exciting. Just finished my home visit. I'm on my way back to clinic now. Makes me realise how much I enjoy seeing patients. I don't get to do it as often anymore, but it definitely is a massive passion of mine to do it. But I can't let it get in the way of what I'm trying to achieve in the business. I know what I want this to look like. I know I want us to be the #1 provider in North London of healthcare for every possible service you could imagine. And I'm super ambitious and kind of excited for us to reach that level at some point, which I'm confident that we will. That particular patient is super enjoyable to work with. She's very, very complex in terms of the condition that she has at the moment. But the progress that she's making is so good to see. And it definitely makes me realize why I love doing what I do and being a physio. And that's part of the problem, is because as this business grows, I'm having to step more and more away from being a physio, especially with patients. Whilst I can be there to offer advice to our existing physios who work with us, I am finding I'm having to step away more and more from actually seeing patients. And yeah, that's it's definitely a thing which I have to come to terms with more. I'm still learning things every day, like with regards to analysis, how I'm monitoring, trying to improve things, trying to change things. Whereas the physio stuff, I don't really need to think about too much, whilst I need to think about the situation, but it kind of comes much more naturally to me. And so yeah, I definitely do miss that. I'm heading back to clinic now to catch up with the team to see where we're at. We've got a meeting tomorrow where we will be discussing how we are doing as a clinic, looking at the numbers. So I'm going to get a bit of a heads up on that now, so nothing's a surprise tomorrow. And then yeah, start putting together our analysis of our Q2 to see how we did overall as a clinic. Wednesday morning, everyone. We have just finished our team meeting, which is happening in here. There's everyone doing their meeting in here. Showing you how it's done, James. And we've got Team CBD happening behind this door.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, you can be sweaty and it's sweaty, but yes, you know, you've got cold sweats type thing. So
keep wiping your hands within the 10 minutes.
yeah.
Don't be shy, don't be shy. I'm just showing how good we are with CBD. Sorry.
Planning cold planning has to be like a heart shooting because the heart channel goes down below the palms
You can see how delighted everyone was to see me there. But yeah, we're doing CBD next door. We try and do it as a really regular part of working here to try and upskill therapists so they have a little bit more knowledge of what everyone else is doing. So it looks like Gemma in there is doing something about acupuncture at the moment. But we find them a really, really powerful tool to help with the development of everyone. Thursday morning, I didn't get a chance to film much yesterday. My day was made up of attending the meeting first thing. I then showed you all the CPD that we're doing. Then I had to go from there to meet with our clinic manager, Monica. I'm trying to do a more regular catch up with our kind of senior leadership team to kind of find out what it is that motivates them, where their career progression's going, so that they're really, really clear on what the pathway looks like within the business. We've got loads of growth opportunities happening at the moment, and having the time to be able to speak to her about what the growth looks like, sharing with her what the potential opportunities are, I feel is really, really important. I listened to a podcast a while back and it talks about trying to meet with people out of environment, so coming out of clinic and going to sit somewhere else where we can just talk about everything, personal life, professional life, what motivates them, where they see themselves in certain amount of time periods. So yeah, it was good to be able to have the opportunity to do that. I also went and met with a consultant who we work really closely with actually. He wanted to come and meet Monica, who's our clinic manager, as he sends a lot of patients to us. So he wanted to find out a bit more about the rest of the team, and that's going to provide a great bit of networking and future opportunity for her to potentially go and watch some surgeries that he does and develop her knowledge. So again, these are great opportunities for people working with us in clinic to be able to broaden their knowledge, broaden their network. So I'm really happy that she was able to come along to that. But I didn't get a chance to film it. So that was the shameful part on my behalf of what didn't happen. But did that. I then had a meeting to attend at 2:45, which I was unable to because I overran from speaking to Monica. I managed to have a meeting though at 3:30, which was with the owners of the clinic that we operate from in Barnet. And we've been having a little bit of a problem with a leak that's happening there, so I had an opportunity to speak to the director. We got to speak like face to face. I say face to face via Zoom, of course, but I wanted him to hear our frustrations and why it's annoying us the number of times this happened. So it was positive to have that particular meeting there, which was good. I then had a networking meeting at 7 p.m. last night. Also, I got to speak to James, who's our marketing person, and just give him a quick update on where we're at. I attended my network meeting at 7 o'clock, which discusses the property side of things that I'm looking at. I'm now on Thursday heading down to the residential property that I have. The other interesting thing that came out from yesterday was the conversation I was having with Monica about how she perceives my time and where it's spent. And her perception is I spend 40% of my time on this property adventure, which couldn't be further from the truth. I said to her, I reckon I spend 5% of my time. And yes, I travel down here, but there is still that underlying reason as to why I am doing this and how this links with the actual commercial aspect of this from the physio business, where we want to be able to obtain our own premises. There are two which are available at the moment in great locations for us, but they're both £2 million. And being able to put together that type of funding at the moment is just a little bit outside of our reach. But what I don't want to do is buy a commercial unit now, which doesn't actually allow us to grow into as well. So we are better off to continue with our renting situation where we are currently, and then look at 2-3 years time of being able to purchase. As much as I would love to do it now, it just feels slightly high risk. Now, if we had investors who are coming on board with us, who are going to be purchasing the property with us, we would be the tenants for it, so they know that they're going to be having the guaranteed income from the Physio business, but we as well as a business own it along with the joint venture of owning the property, then that's a different scenario. I think personally, I would want to do it more as a capital investment towards the venture rather than an actual ownership of the property. I just feel that it kind of, especially from the physio business side of it, just creates too many blurred lines as such as to what could or couldn't happen with it, and adds too much of an element of risk for it. But the actual loaning of the money and us servicing the loan over a period of time, I think is well within our capabilities as a business at the moment. It's just having the initial cash injection, which I don't currently have, especially on a £2 million property. But if we were able to obtain them properties, then that would be such a game changer for us as a business. Because I'm thinking along the lines of this as well with some of our other premises that we have, how they're potentially slightly too small already. We took them on as they were relatively low risk, but the regret is that we have grown rapidly within them, and I kind of wish that I'd taken more of a risk. But hindsight, wonderful thing. And if I lived life just thinking of hindsight, then pretty much most of my decisions would be very different for how I've done this business side of things. But yeah, that's the update at the moment. I'm going to do some filming when I'm down here to see how we're progressing with the project. They are almost finished with taking this big old wall down, whether you've seen that or not. But yeah, that wall, which has been giving me some sleepless nights, is almost down, and they should be getting set and ready to do the footings on Monday. Thursday afternoon, time is 12:45 p.m. I'm on my way back now from visiting the residential project that I have going on. I've got to go and do 2 home visits now. But yeah, I've just been in Waitrose trying to pretend that I'm living this luxurious lifestyle. But no. I went in to meet a landlord group who look after properties, and just had a meeting about them managing the property that we're looking at taking on board down in this area, in the hope that they are able to provide the best level service. Now, I've met with 4 different agents in total so far. So all I'm doing at the moment is just trying to put together who I feel is going to be best suited to what it is that I want to achieve with the people who are living in there, which is simplicity and ease for me, because life is hard enough as it is. And from having that conversation, I know a few other contacts that I've managed to build from doing this in a short time. So I am more than likely to be going with them, which is good news. Friday morning, I'm in our Collindale clinic. I've got a patient to see at 11 a.m. Time at the moment is 10 a.m. So I've got it slightly early because there's things I need to be doing at the moment. So it is the end of our Q2. So we're at our half year point of our kind of year that we run. And I need to do some analysis on how we're getting on. We've got a meeting next week, which will be our review of everything. So I'm going to do some preparation for that today. From looking at the initial data, there are definitely things that we need to improve on. And one of the hardest things here is how we get everyone on board with what we're trying to do as a business and where we're going. And that's a real challenge. Like, we try and put incentives in place for people. And my fear is that the incentives that we offer currently are actually creating a different mindset to what I want it to be about. And I have to reflect on myself there about what I've actually, what is my message that is being delivered. So I need to do a bit of reflecting upon that for sure, and make sure that the message is accurate to everyone and that they are on board with what that message is. So it's super important for me to get that sorted today. We've got loads of work happening out here at the moment. It's a bit disruptive, if I'm honest, to our business overall. There's a lot of internal work's happening. They're doing a lot of renovations at the moment. So trying to manage that with our patient load as well. Just looking around the room that we're in at the moment, there's certain things that I want to change. So again, when we do our review, we're going to talk openly about them. But these are constant things. I listened to a podcast not too long ago where we spoke about de-weeding. And what they mean is, like, if you let weeds grow, especially within a property, that then weeds will soon start cracking windows. When windows become cracked, what type of impression that gives. So I'm constantly looking at ways that we can try and improve what we currently have and the setup, in order to make sure that when people come to see us, that they're kind of blown away by everything that they see. Like, that's my ultimate aim. So I want that from the environment that we create, the people that we employ, and then the experience that they have. So that all of them things kind of tie in with each other, and things which I always have to reflect upon. But anyway, coming back to my day, I've got my patient now, then got home visits to do. I've got 2 home visits, and then I'm back here later on to finish my evening shift. And then that should be the end of the clinic week as such for me, being in clinic. And then I've got loads of my admin stuff to be doing over the weekend as well. So what I'm about to do now, I'm gonna jump on and do my weekly update. I haven't done one now for about 2 weeks. So I need to get back in the groove of sending it out regularly, even if it's the same message. But maybe what I'm reflecting upon is, what is that message? And maybe the message I'm delivering is slightly not in line with what I want it to be. So I've got to just think a little bit more about how I'm delivering that, and how people are then responding to it with the data that we're able to capture. I'm about to go and do my home visit in a minute, just finishing off my notes for that. So 2 home visits, and then back in for 1 sports massage and 2 physio follow-ups. So yeah, things are looking good here. I did my weekly update a little bit earlier as well. I think that the change which is coming is going to be myself being a lot more present within these meetings and the CPDs, and talking about what it is that I want from us as a business, and the values that I want demonstrated, especially to our patient. And it's not that I don't believe that they're being demonstrated at the moment. It's about how we can improve upon them values, and making sure that we are literally the leading and best place around.